Good afternoon, Pavel sir, because and good afternoon to all the attendees. So we have Mr. Dan and Mr. Amol joining from London today. So it's a very, very good morning to them and good afternoon to all of rest of them. So here, welcome to Infinite Talk, and I would like to introduce everyone. And most of you have met Mr. Dan, Mr. Amol, and Mr. Pavel before as well. During the COVID, we have done a few webinars. But let me introduce it again. We have Mr. Dan with us, who is now the Director of International at University of East London. We have Mr. Amol Vapik with us, who is the Management Consultant at University of East London now. And we also have Mr. Pavel with us, who is the Senior Recruitment Manager at University of East London. Thank you very much, all of you, for your time today. And we have all our partners here, who've been waiting to meet you once again, and would like to wish you all the very best. The way we've been seeing the University of East London growing in terms of numbers, growing in terms of processes, systems. So it's highly achievable, and I wish you all the best. So Dan, we would like to know, we firstly congratulate you moving ahead. So would like to understand, the plans for the coming intakes, because we all are working aggressively to have a fantastic intake May and the coming September. So can you please put some light on the university success and the future plans, please?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that would be a pleasure to do that. And again, thank you for the invitation to join you today. It's a real honor to be here, so thank you very much. We are representing the University of East London. We are a careers focused university. We are based in the heart of East London, one of the most dynamic cities in the world, and probably the #1 city in the world for international students to come study, go back to their home countries with a really enhanced CV, one having an internationally recognized qualification, but also that essential work experience that really helps you when you go and enter into that jobs market. The universities, we are midway through our Vision 2028 mission statement, and that mission statement is to become the #1 careers focused university in the UK, and one that engages with industry in a radically different way. And one that allows you as a student to start to map your career path through the partnership with Amazon Web Services, etc. So that you can understand, what these big companies look for. And through our Track My Futures dashboard, for perspective, one of the really big, I think one of the real big marks of progress that we've introduced over the January intake was our adoption of digital platforms to help us with the, let's say, the pre-cast check process. And this is that essential phase of your journey, your applicant journey with UEL, to actually go on and be issued a CAS to support your visa application so that you can enter the UK and start your studies. So we've introduced some real interesting and innovative platforms with Kira Talent, which allows you to self-serve and to undertake a pre-cast interview at any time or date that is of convenience to you. This is all video, so you have a very fair assessment model in terms of how we look at your video. We assess what you've told us in a very fair, impartial way, and then we'll feed you through to our dashboard with enrolling. So some really exciting and innovative happenings going on with the University of East London at the moment, that we're very proud of. And it's allowed us to have an incredibly successful January intake, where we have welcomed over 1,700 overseas students into our student community. We have an incredibly low visa refusal rate. I think we have just one visa refusal out of 1,650 successful candidates who've been issued a visa by the Home Office in the UK. So we are doing things very well, and it's a really exciting time, I think, to actually be coming into the UK. We are hopefully, and fingers crossed, at the end of the pandemic cycle. We are seeing, transmissions rates at the moment dramatically decreasing. I think they've decreased 60% from last week in terms of the infection rates. But what this is meaning is that the UK economy is open and it is absolutely booming at the moment. And this leads to lots of great opportunities for students as they come and learn in the UK to maybe perhaps to take on some part-time work and earn as they learn. But also, and this is the really interesting thing, I think, there's lots of skills gaps, and there's lots of skills gaps in the world of business, in the world of fintech, IT in general. And this is really pushing up the salaries that are available. For those students who come and they have that successful academic journey with us at the University of East London, go on and secure that 2-year working visa, there are a whole host of really exciting, well-paid opportunities for international students within the UK to plug those skill gaps, get some really meaningful work experience, but also, kind of earn some a good salary while they're doing it. So it's a really exciting time to think about choosing to study and then go on to work within the UK. So yeah, it's a great time. So I could go on for ages, Gaurav. Is there any other questions you'd like to?
No, so I would like to add to it. So it's one of the most beautiful campus being in London, because I visited the campus personally, and is one of the most beautiful campus. And I would like to everyone know here. So Mr. Dan is the man with us today who has added so much of success to the university and taken the university to next level. And I can say, as we say, Delhi never sleeps, Mumbai never sleeps. So I can say the team, University of East London never sleeps, always working, and they get back to me. I send message to Mr. Amol 6 o'clock in the morning in UK, and I get the reply back. So I did not even reach office by that time. So it's brilliant work, and thank you very much. Thank you, Dan, for all your support. And with this kind of support, we build the confidence of the students as well. And we get a lot of references coming from the students who are already studying at East London. So their friends now want to go to East London. And this is all because of all the efforts which have been put at the university by you and by your team, Dan.
Can I just build on that point? And that's a really good thing to, because the University of East London, we are one of the few truly campus study environments within central London, which is, always a great USP to share with our prospective inward bound students. Because of the success of Vision 2028, we have just recently invested £20 million into the campus and the campus facilities and the IT infrastructure, etc. So there's some. For those students that do arrive, and the next time you visit, you will see a really amazing transformation in terms of what we have available to our students actually on the campuses, and how good the Wi-Fi is, how good the dual delivery facilities are, so that enables students to either study face-to-face, as most students want to do, but also then self-serve on their lectures and study classes, from the comfort of their home, with their own laptop, but again at a time that is convenient to them. So there's some really exciting developments, not only with how we're working with students to facilitate a really pleasant and efficient and easy to navigate student experience, but also what happens when they arrive on campus. There's some really amazing things going on.
Yeah. Now that's brilliant, Dan, and I'm pretty sure we'll keep taking with your support. We will also grow with your support when the university will grow. So we are looking forward to it. And thank you very much for being here today. So we have Mr. Amol Vape with us. I told you, he's working as a management consultant at University of East London. And the only words I can say, there is a lot to learn from him, because I've been working very closely for the last couple of years now. And I can say, when Sachin Tendulkar used to play, so it looks like a fluent cricket is happening. And the only person who is batting is Sachin Tendulkar. So I can replace that name today with Mr. Amol Vape. The way the new processes have been set up, I was actually shocked. Getting into the middle of intake, 2 months to go, and still doing 1,700 visas with only one refusal. That's a tremendous thing happening. Mr. Amol, we would like to understand your strategies, your vision, and how you do it, and also the complete process, the student journey, how we take it forward to it. Please, can we go ahead with this? Yeah.
Thank you, Gaurav. Really honored, actually. when you are comparing me with Sachin Tendulkar, amazing. Yeah, but yeah, thank you, Infinite. Thank you, Ashish, for organizing this event. Just before, I think Gaurav has mentioned about the campus. So just whoever is has participated in this event, if you see the backdrop of Pavel, yeah, that's the campus. That's the main campus, actually, the Dockland campus. Pavel, go on your left and go on your right, please. Yeah, so it's this beautiful campus. Students, they just love it. Yeah, you can see London is a really big city, a very cosmopolitan city. And again, it's a very congested city also. There's so many universities, yeah, you name it, there's so many universities in London. But most of the universities having just the building blocks, basically, yeah, not the full-fledged campus. UEL is one of the very few university which has, the on-campus accommodation, sports facility, everything is basically the library and all everything you'll find on Docklands campus. And this is not the only campus. We have another 2 campuses. One is in Stratford and another is in University Square, Stratford. So, and then it's very easy to commute from one campus to another. So you see, we get thousands and thousands of students nowadays, from South Asia. So I'm not sure how many participants are there today, but students who have actually participated in this event, I think you are on the right path. UK is the most popular destinations amongst South Asian students, and that's why the demand has gone up. I'm not sure how much you know about the processes, but to get to the UK, on student visa, that's where Infinite Opportunities Abroad will actually guide you on this. They have been working with us for a very long. And then they have successfully recruited a very good number of students and good quality of students. Though we have little different processes now, and I will just go through some processes now. What is the change compared to last few intakes, and from Jan 22 intake, what processes we have actually implemented. So usually when you apply to any university, you submit your application and you get the offer letter. Yeah, offer letter which would tell you that is conditional or unconditional, and you go ahead and pay the deposit. Correct. But here at the University of East London, what we do is when you submit the application, we then pre-screen the applications, whether, to know whether this is the right fit for you, your purpose, right? If you want to apply, I mean, we have over 150 courses at University of East London. A few students might meet the academic requirements, but actually when they come here on campus, and this is actually from the experience what we actually have taken some steps, that students, they would meet the requirements on paper, but actually when it comes to submitting assignments, because UK education is a bit different than education system in India, where in India what we do is we sit in the exam, right, at the end of the term, and then write 3 hours, learn the exam, yeah, and that's how it is being assessed. There's no right and wrong, but in the UK it's a little different. UK is very much about daily engagement with your tutors. Yeah, it's about your with your classmates. So basically, you are required to the different way of assessment. But one of the few assessments methods are writing the assignments. Yeah, giving the presentations, group discussions. So these are the things where you are able to develop your professional skills. It's not just about coming to the UK and getting a degree, but it's also again what exposure you get. Yeah, that is again important, and you also get an opportunity to furnish your soft skills. This is again very important. These are the life skills which are actually expected you to demonstrate at the time of interview when you are applying for any job. So nowadays, whenever you ask any student who has recently graduated or has recently done their 12th exam, and if you ask them what actually you would like to do, and everyone would say, I would like to work in a multinational company. And there is obviously a reason. And we see that almost every student would answer in that way. The reason being, India is attracting, I think, one of the most number of, the highest number of foreign direct investment. So there are so many multinational companies investing in India, be it IT sector, be it finance sector, be it heavy manufacturing sector. And these are the courses actually we have at University of East London. As Dan has rightly mentioned, we are actually making the future employers. Yeah. So this is a very careers focused university where we are graduate, helping students to achieve their dreams so that they can be a successful employers and successful employees, which whatever students are studying now, uh, in 30 years, 40 years, not even 30 years, we don't have to actually go 30 years, 40 years, but in few years time, these jobs will be obsolete because of technology. So this is what actually is embedded in our syllabus. So it's completely different. You will get completely different experience. Well, getting back to the system and the processes, what we do, so we then pre-screen applications. We ask students their intention to come to the UK, yeah, the reason why they would like to study this course. This also helps them basically to understand a bit, and this also motivates them to find some more information about the course, the modules, the life in the UK, the prospects of studying in the UK, and that's also helped them ultimately when you submit your visa application. And then when sometimes you are being called by the UKVI, UK embassy in India, for interview. So this also helping them actually to answer these questions. So these are the processes what we do. So it's called pre-screening, and then after you get your offer letter, and again, I think infinite opportunities abroad would plays an important role there in guiding you actually right from the moment you come to their office and get the option to study whichever university or whichever course. They do a really good job in here. So we are happy, as Gaurav, you have mentioned, that we have successfully recruited over 1,700 students, or almost 1,700 students for Jan intake, and just one refusal. Sorry, Dan, you have mentioned that. Just one refusal, but again, people like you, Gaurav, are playing a very important role in there to making sure that the students are really having all the documents, all the guidance, all the information required in order for them to come to the UK and then enroll on time. So yeah, again, thank you very much for everyone attending this event. And yeah, over to you, Pavel. You have one presentation to give.
Thank you, Amol sir. And before we get on to Pavel sir, so as Amol sir mentioned here, the process of pre-screening and Kira interviews, so I think University of East London is one of the first university to implement Kira interviews in the process. And trust me, getting this process in between of pre-screening and Kira interviews have tremendously increased the conversion rate of the student, because most of the consultants, in anywhere in the world, so they get the student coming in, they counsel the student, they work hard to get the offer letter, and they don't know where after offer letter where the student is. Sometimes they end up missing the student. But with this pre-screening process, Amol sir, it has really supported the complete market, to convert the student to the single university where they have applied, because student gets serious before getting the offer letter. Student knows about the university, student do their own research, and they make up their mind that I want to go and study at University of East London. So this is a big benefit of starting the process of pre-screening, and it is even beneficial for all the consultants in India or in Nepal, to convert the student, and then they do not have to work hard again on the student after getting the offer letter. The student is ready with the deposit of £1,500, and they get straight away the Kira link. And moreover, from the team of Amol, so the student also get a preparation calls for Kira interviews. So, which is tremendous support what any university can give anyone for your business and for the growth of your business. So, hats off to you, Amol sir. It's a fantastic system to be in, and we are very happy. But though it was a bit difficult to get used to it in the last couple of months, but what we have seen, the conversion rate has gone up, and we were able to cope up with, because as I said, I compared you with Sachin Tendulkar. So if we are in the team, so we cannot speak in front of Tendulkar. So Amol sir used to call me, how to do this we have implemented, this we have to do. And it was in my mind how we will do this in 2 months. But I cannot say no. I always used to say, yes, sir, we will do it. Yes, sir, we will do it. And it has happened. Even I discussed once with Pavel sir, we should have done this after January also. But I know, because if January would have gone, so it would never have happened. And we would never have got that strength to convert maximum number of students coming to university standards. So thank you very much, Pavel sir. for improving the industry, for improving us, and for improving our businesses. Pavel, sir,
Just before
so
that, sorry,
let me introduce Mr.
sorry,
Pavel
sorry.
here. We all, yeah.
Sorry,
Yes,
just
Amol,
one
sir.
thing to add there. Actually, when you talked about the processes, the new processes, we have just implemented, but the innovator is actually Dan. So Dan has actually spent a very long time and written very lengthy papers here to implement all these new processes. So Dan, this all credit goes to you. We have just actually implemented that stuff. So yeah, well done. Yeah, this
I would like to,
what actually,
obviously I'd like to revel in the success, but it's the implementation of the strategy that makes it all work. So I would like to equally, kind of congratulate Gaurav for supporting us as one of our external partners, Pavel for all of the amazing work that he does on the front line, and then Amol for coming in as, a collaborative partner and just making it all seem so effortless and seamless, and something that is really positive for the students. So I genuinely, obviously the strategy is key, but it's the implementation that really matters. And as a collective, we've done that impressively well. So I think we can all give ourselves a much welcomed pat on the back.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant, Dan. And thank you very much. And thank you, Amol, sir, for all the support. And we all know the great Pavel, sir, is here with us today. And so I always call him Captain Cool. Anything or everything is happening, he never loses temper. And I'm actually shocked. There have been few incidents in the past, so where few things have gone wrong. And I was like, aaj to dant padne wali hai Pavel sir se. But the way he speaks, that even motivates you and put you on the right track. So Mr. Captain Cool is here with us today, who has a small presentation focused on May intake, because we all are looking at to have a great May intake coming in. So Pavel sir, up to you.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. And, I can speak on behalf of the University of Friesland and everyone, Dan and Amol, when I say that we are thankful to you for the way that your team has represented university in the previous intakes and so further, so professionally and effectively. And when we talk about the University of Friesland, like very well, Dan and Amol, they mentioned it very well. We have been often recognized as a careers-led university, and we are driven by a sole commitment of ensuring that our students, they become the first choice for employers. Now, to continue further, I would like to show a presentation. I've kept it very brief. It won't be more than 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll be covering the courses that we are offering in May intake and the deadlines as well. A little bit about the process that we have in place. Of course, every one of us have gone through the January intake very well, and we have seen the soaring success during the January intake, thanks to the new processes that we have brought in, and for all the team members that have supported throughout the process. Now, we envision a world full of opportunities driven by advanced learning, knowledge, and innovation for our students. So, and plus our higher education at the University of East London is recognized and well respected by employers and academics across the world. Now, UEL has been pioneering future since 1898. That was the second industrial revolution, through to where we are, which is the fourth industrial revolution. Now, all of us have said it, and we say it with pride, that we are a careers-led university dedicated to supporting our students to develop the skills, emotional intelligence, and creativity that is needed to thrive in this constantly changing world. Now, over the 2018 and 19 academic year, university has been developing a new 10-year strategy, which is also known as our Vision 2028. This is to transform our curriculum, our teaching pedagogy, our research impact, our partnerships with our industry partners to make a positive difference for the students, our graduates, and also an overall university community success. Now, it is ambitious, but an achievable goal to become the leading careers-focused university and enterprising university in the UK, one which both prepares the students for the jobs of the future and also provides the innovation to drive that future sustainably and inclusively. Now, in May intake, we have opened the gates of two of our most in demand schools wherein we are offering 33 courses. Now, we have law programs, we have business programs, and we have the engineering programs. Now, for the application process, students, they can submit the application via the agent portal, or they can also submit the application from our website via the course page. Ensure that they are submitting all the academic documents. Within 48 hours of submitting the application, they'll receive the pre-screening call. And within another 48 hours, we aim at issuing the offer to them. Now, ensure that they also submit the language proof if they are now meeting the IELTS waiver requirement. Ensure that they are submitting the statement of purpose and it is written by the student itself, a valid passport copy, and submit the application. Now, this is the pre-screening process that we brought on board for the January intake. And Gaurav, if you can find out, I've intentionally made a mistake over here. If you can find out what's wrong with the process over here.
Communication, immigration history, study gap, same level education, funding, engagement with the course, and identity verification. So communication is important at the time of pre-screening, because that's the first thing what we look at the time of recruiting the student. Absolutely. Immigration history is again very, very important, I think. So so no mistakes here. I don't think Captain Cool can make a mistake, but if you're testing me on, so I will still try to find out something into it.
Like I said, it's an intentional mistake.
I can find this mistake. Can I tell you?
Yes, I will, please.
Yeah, I think the identification should be at the beginning and not at the end.
Amazing, perfect. Yes, the verification, that will be done in the beginning of the call. It's not that we'll ask them all the question and then eventually we ask them in the end, are you this person? Is this your student ID? No, so in the beginning, we'll identify the identity, we will verify the identity of the student, and we'll ask them questions related to their study gap, their immigration history, whether their previous qualification and experience is relevant to the course that they have applied for, their funding, etc. So right after the last September intake, we realized that there was a massive difference in the number of students that were appearing for PCI and clearing it. Now, this in turn was, of course, impacting our reputation also because we have to ensure that we are providing an overall a good experience to the student throughout the application process. Now, to tackle this situation in the best way possible, thanks to Amol and Dan, we were able to introduce the pre-screening process, which not only ensures that the student's profile is fit for the course that they have applied for, it is also we are able to engage with the student since the time they submit the application until the enrollment process. Now, this also helps the students to be ready for the precast interview. In case they are invited by the UKVI also, they'll be prepared thoroughly around the same. Now, with pre-screening, we can filter the students who do not possess the required communication skills, have any negative immigration history, have unjustified study gaps, or they have trouble justifying the financial documents, or are just looking for a gateway to migrate to the UK. Now, these are the processes over here under the pre-screening. Now, there are 3 steps in the decision of an application. In the beginning, when the student will be pre-screened, they'll be moved further to receive an assessment on their application. They'll be given a conditional offer letter if there is any document missing. So that's what we try to encourage all the applicants and our agent partners as well. And we have seen a very good success from IO Global that to submit the application in total, submit all the documents in the beginning itself so that the student straight away receives the unconditional offer letter, and their time throughout the process is shortened a bit. Now, after they have received the unconditional offer letter, the student will be required to pay the deposit, which we accept £1,500 in the beginning. That will push them to go through the precast interview. And post that, they'll start the international checks. They'll have to pay 50% of the deposit to be eligible to receive the CAS letter and submit the financial documents and also the medical certificate. Now, this is the payment cycle that we follow for Indian and students from other South Asian countries, which is 1,500 for the pre-CAS interview, 50% of their tuition fee to be eligible for CAS letter, 75% for the enrollment, if this is the enrollment deposit after they have received the CAS letter and they have applied for their visa. We ask them to encourage them to pay 75% of the deposit to enroll for the course. And the remaining they can choose at the time of enrollment whether they wish to pay in full or 3 months or 5 months of installment. Now, our international scholarship for September 2022 is yet to be approved and announced. We will soon send you the communication around the same. For May intake, the scholarship and fee structure remains the same as it was for January intake. Our undergraduate courses, they are at the range of £13,080. And for September, the fee structures, they always increase every year. And for our undergraduate programs, the fee structure will be £13,740. For postgraduate courses, other than the MBA, the fee structure is £14,340. And for the September intake, it will be £14,720. MBA at the moment for May intake, it is at £15,720. For the September intake, it will be £16,200. For the industrial year, in case of MBA, the students, they have to pay a separate, an additional £3,000 for the second year, which is not exactly as a full year. It is 9 months of industrial placement. To be specific, it is 30 weeks of placement here. For the other programs, apart from the business, the internship fee is $3,500. Now, we offer scholarship as well to our students, and it is an automatic scholarship. The students, they do not have to apply for the scholarship separately. As long as they are eligible to receive the unconditional offer letter, they will be given the scholarship if it is applied to that particular course. Now, the scholarships, they range from £2,000 to £3,500, depending upon the course that they are going for. Now, at the University of East London, you'll learn career shaping skills. You'll collaborate with the industry partners and discover different career paths and opportunities. Now, you can pursue your passions and interests. You can discover different opportunities and career paths as well, and benefit from our career zone, the services that we provide to our students to connect with the industry partners and frame a pathway for them to the work world. Now, the question is if the students are ready for it, and that's what we begin to engage with them from the pre-screening process itself. We guide them how important it is for them to engage with the course that they have applied for, to be able to be assessed as a genuine student whom we can sponsor for their student visa. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Thank you very much, Pavel sir, and for guiding us on May intake. And as you said, so MBA is 15,750 for the May intake, and there is a scholarship of £3,500. So I think the MBA cost to the student is only 12,000 something for the May intake.
No, it differs. Now, if they have applied for the placement here, we'll only offer 2,500 scholarship. But if they have applied without the placement here, then we offer 3,500 scholarship.
All right, perfect. So this was the presentation. As university has already started applications for May intake, a lot of students have got the offer letters as well, and we have also received a lot of deposits of £1,500. So there comes a question, which we've been getting regularly. So after £1,500, as we have seen, the process is to get a Kira link for the student. So by when can we expect, the students will start getting the Kira link so that they can move ahead with their interviews?
We are planning to start our pre-CAS process from the first week of March. Now, from the 14th February onwards, we will begin to engage with the students who have paid the deposit to ensure they are guided towards the precast interview process, the questions and answers. So we'll, like we did for the January intake, we'll first ensure that the student has received 1 or 2 guidance calls over the precast interview questions and answers. And only when they have passed through the mock interview as prepared for the precast interview is when we'll move them further to the Kira talent process and they'll receive the link. Now, I would like to encourage and take this opportunity to inform that, ensure that all the students, they have access to their email ID. They register their application, they submit the application with their own email ID, because the Kira Talent link is unique to the email address which was used to register. Now, they will now be able to access the interview if they are logging in from another email ID. So just ensure that, and also ensure that the students are fully prepared. And we will also be engaging with them to ensure they are prepared before they get to appear for the Kira Talent interview.
Perfect, perfect. And Amol, so there's a question here, because
Gaurav, would you mind if I just jump in? I just really want to reiterate this point, because this is absolutely key for prospective students to know. And I think Pavel was very clear on this, but it also impacts on our ability to contact students for the pre-offer screening. It's essential, absolutely essential, that we have the right email address and the right contact number for applicants. Because without that, we cannot begin the process of kind of moving students through the applicant journey on towards enrollment. So accurate email address, accurate telephone numbers are of paramount importance to us to be able to process the application efficiently and smoothly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely agree, Dan, on to this, And so I think because all the students are now being contacted at a very first point, so where now the identification checks and everything is happening. So I think that problem of not getting the right email IDs has already been sorted by 95% or more than that. And whatever is pending will get sorted in this intake. So we are working very hard onto the processes which have been implemented by the team here, and we'll make sure that we do it in the right way.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Amol sir, I have a question here for you, because we have seen few applications where the students have uploaded the applications and they claim later on that we have not received a call, but they received a rejection from the admission office. But when we come to know, so they have been called like a couple of times, but they might be busy somewhere and they have not picked the phone. And, I think we are holding the application for 48 hours. So if a student is not responding on the phone, then we have to reduce that workload, because you've been getting thousands of applications coming every day. So is there a possibility, if a student come back to us, or if a student come back to any of our partners here, so can we reopen that application for pre-screening again, because student is a genuine student and might be he's busy somewhere, so by mistake he has missed the call.
Absolutely. Yes, there is possibility, but we will not encourage to do that. The reason being, we are giving ample opportunities to students. When you submit application, of course, first thing, I think you are already informing student, expect a call from University of East London for pre-screening. And then they are receiving call. Okay, first, sometimes they are wrong numbers. Of course, we are getting back to the agent partners to get the right numbers. But sometimes students, they are busy, they are cutting the phone, or they are not answering phones. What we do is we try 2-3 times, at least 2-3 times. We are not here to punish students for not answering their phones. Yeah, let me be very straight here. We're trying to actually help. We're just trying to make sure that we are trying, we are processing the applications within that time frame. So the next stage, what we do is another team would then send them the Calendly link to book their time slot for the interview, and then the message is very clear in that email, saying that we are unable to get hold of you, right? Maybe you're busy for pre-screening call. Since you haven't answered your call, or we were not able to get hold of you, this is another, and then the final chance for you, that go to the link and book a time slot. So then our team will get back to you on this one. So, but still, we have seen lately that students are not engaging, that there is good success rate, but still there are some students that are not actually engaging through the link. Then we are not left with any other option than just to reject this application.
Right, right.
Yeah. But
Thank you.
to answer
Yeah.
your question, the last bit of it, yes. If you think the student is genuine and for some reason they were unable to actually answer the call or unable to book the interview, yes, we can do that, but case by case basis, which I will not encourage you to do.
Right, right. Thank you very much, Amol sir. And the message is very clear. So please ask all the students to be on the phone after the application is submitted. And on from 9:30 to 6:30, they can call anytime. They can receive call anytime. If missed, I am not responsible. I can only try. So that's how it is, Amol sir. I'm right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Dan, I would like to understand, and we all want to understand about this pandemic, so now it looks like the pandemic is over and there would not be any further variant coming in. But how is the situation at present in the UK? So is it all good? Everything is open now? So how, because for this coming May intake?
So just prior to Christmas, we had the Omicron variant, which we all know is highly transmissible, but turns out it's far milder than the original strains of COVID, which has turned out to be very positive. And I think there was the England in particular of the four nations took a kind of quite a risky approach, but one that has seen it was the right approach. In that was let the Omicron variant sweep through, rely on your booster vaccinations, and open up the economy, and that has worked. We are now seeing cases that have dropped from just under 200,000 recorded cases a day, and they're dropping significantly. I think they're around 50,000 cases per day, but hospitalizations never rose. Deaths linked to COVID never rose. And this is, a real, kind of positive development, because this means you do actually get into that realm of what is known as herd immunity, where so many people have the kind of antibodies, the natural protection. We've got the vaccinations. It means that we are well protected now, and the last of the kind of medical interventions have all been lifted, and the government just announced yesterday that they will be reducing or actually removing the need to self-isolate at all.
Right.
And that will happen from the next month. So we are in a stage now of learning to live with COVID. And this again goes back to there was I think the last report on our economic performance, and we've seen growth of over 7.5%. So we are the fastest growing economy within any of the G7 nations, and the jobs market is booming. The economy is starting to boom. And the UK is open, so we have no restrictions. And one thing I would like to really just clarify: the UK's policy in terms of accepting vaccinations from countries outside is vastly improved, and how students can register as being either single or double vaccinated. Vaccinations are available to international students once they enter into the UK, and we have very clear instructions and support in terms of how students can get their vaccinations, should they need one or a booster to help protect them. But we're in a very positive situation at the moment. I think there's obviously, we always think that this could be the end of the pandemic, and then there may be something on the horizon that we're not aware of. But currently, the UK is in very, very good shape, which is great. It just shows what we can do with the incredible people that we have working in the world of health and life sciences.
Now, I think the government has been very, very supportive, when you talk about United Kingdom, and they've been taking things positively. And there was a news last week, because when a student is flying from India, so they need to book their COVID test, RT-PCR test on the second day of arrival. And I think there is no further need to book that after 11. So, so it's been very positive for the students who are flying in now.
It's very positive, and anyone who can show that they are double vaccinated no longer needs to take a PCR test before flight. So it's, as I say, it's the UK economy after 2 years, and the UK society after 2 years is very much open for business, which is great for everybody, whether it's us as a university, you who effectively promotes the UK as a study and work destination, or inward bound students. This is, I say, it's a really positive, because there's great change, great upheaval, and within change and upheaval comes really amazing opportunities, especially in the economy as it rebuilds and reinvents itself. And this is a really good time for, again, for students to come to learn, but also to help the UK plug the skills gaps that we have.
Exactly.
And get that foothold in the career of their choice. It's a really exciting time to be coming to the UK.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, so the country has opened all the way, and there is no problem for the students who are planning to fly for the coming intake. And now, as we have our panelists here from University of East London, if any of you have any questions, please raise your hand, and we will put you on to speak to them directly.
Just to add one more point in there, as UK has opened, I think India has also slowly started opening now. Since we have planned our trip, and just yesterday's news, or the day before yesterday's news, that India has lifted all the restrictions on the foreign travelers to the country. So that is again, and adding to that, Dan is traveling and then will be visiting IOA Global's office in Delhi. And then there will be some events. So date, and I think Pavel has the date and everything. So if anyone, I think there are 104 participants now. So if you'd like to actually speak to Dan face to face, please speak to IOA Global and get the time and date of the event.
We can fix the appointment for that as well. And
can I just add how excited I am to be able to come and visit India again after a 2-year period of not being able to travel. Genuinely really excited. My last visit was to India in 2019, and we're better placed to pick things up again by traveling to India. So I really look forward to seeing both my colleagues, whether they're UEL or partners, but also prospective students. It's a really exciting trip, and I can't wait.
Yeah, no, that's great, and we are waiting for you, Dan. Eagerly waiting to spend some quality time coming in. I tell you, Dan, yesterday I went for a movie with my wife, and she's putting all the photographs of a movie on the Facebook. I asked her, why are you doing it? Because we have never done it in the past. She said, I'm really excited. After 2 years, we have come for a movie. I said, let's do it then. So that's what is happening, So thank God we are able to move around now. So that's how it is. Yeah. So I think we have a few questions here, Dan. So Amol, there's a question, does university accept AT-HE level 6 qualification for direct entry to masters?
If you don't mind, Gaurav, I would like to answer.
Yeah, please.
I believe the AT-HE level 6 is a extended diploma in management, which has around 120 credit size qualification. But it is equivalent level to the 3rd year of a degree. So for master's degree, we need the students to have a bachelor degree with them. So somebody who has completed their AT-HE level 6 diploma, they can apply for the top-up program. But of course, it will be the discretion will be with the faculty after they have evaluated their previous qualification, how relevant it is to the modules that UEL provides, and eventually the exemptions will be provided.
Right. So basically,
but they cannot apply for masters directly.
Right. So it can be a last year entry into bachelor's.
It can be.
Okay. Perfect.
It's worth asking the student who is asking this question. So if they have got AT-HE level 6, I think they must have got a degree also. So if based on their first degree, they cannot proceed.
And also, what exactly happens, so after +2, you can go for 3 years of level 4, level 5, and level 6, but you don't get a degree onto it. So you get advanced diploma level 6.
So AT-HE, is it 3 years? AT-HE?
Yeah, it's a 3 years program, or it can be 2.5 years to reach at level 6. So it works same like CTH or ABE.
So only credit transfers.
Only credit transfers. Perfect. So there is a question from Rishabh, when the offer letters for May will release after pre-screening interview. Rishabh, very, very quick, once the pre-screening is done and the student is approved on pre-screening, the offer letter comes in maximum 3 working days. And if you have any list of students, who are waiting for the offer letters, you can send to us. 2nd day of RT-PCR test. Akash is asking about the RT-PCR test that needs to be booked in UK on the second day. Pavel sir, have you got any information onto it? The students
Sorry, what?
on the RT-PCR test that needs to be booked in UK when the student is flying from India?
No, now they do not have to book it for the second day, as long as they are able to show their vaccination certificate.
Yeah. So as far as the student is fully vaccinated, so there is no need further to book it for the second day test in UK. But still,
it is advisable to keep yourself updated by referring to the UKVI website regularly, because we have seen in the last 2.5 years, the situation has always been changing frequently.
Yeah. And Akashi will send you the link for it to send to your students, so you get the exact information coming in.
Just to add on that, we do have a dedicated resource on the UEL website, where if you just type in UEL quarantine packages, there's some guidance on there, and it's got all of the links that you will need for our government websites that give you the most up-to-date information. But just to note on that, we also, we have a system set up where students can collect the lateral flow test free of charge on the university campus. We have a table set up in the East building on our Docklands campus, and we have the same over at USS, our Stratford camp, where there'll be a couple of student volunteers there that are just handing out PCR tests. So it's lateral flow tests. So it's good just to keep testing yourself on a regular basis. But all of that is available on campus free of charge.
Yeah. So the students can go for the test on campus, and it doesn't cost them anything, right?
That's absolutely correct. So you can collect a box, and it will contain 6 free tests, and you can just take them at your leisure. But we give out 2 boxes, so it's just a case of just going and collecting what you need.
That's brilliant. And thank you for the information. And there is another question. Miss Ada Christian, who passed MA education recently, had her applicant at the age had been our applicant at age 40. Ashokji, I'm unable to understand this question basically.
Now, even I tried to understand, I couldn't understand this question.
So the student has gone to UK and successfully enrolled at the university, or you mean to say there is a student who is 40 years of age and looking forward to study at University of East London?
I believe they are trying to thank us for this particular student's admission.
Yeah, so the student who is already there, Miss Ada Christian, right?
Yeah, it's always really good to hear, isn't it? Positive.
Sir,
always.
Yeah.
Always.
Ashokji, we want to thank you in advance for the next 100 coming in.
So just to add to that,
is here.
I mean, age is not the bar. Yeah, in UK we do not discriminate people based on age or any. So anyone is, welcome to apply, and as long as they qualify, and as long as they can justify the reason why they would like to actually study this particular course. If there is a study gap, they need to justify that what they have been doing in between, and how the course, let's say someone has gone to study MA education. So they must have actually justified the reason in between what they were doing, if it was relevant thing, and if any MA education is going to be a step up in their career, and how this is going to be helpful, in achieving whatever they want to achieve in future. So as long as they can justify, age is not the bar.
Thank you, Amol sir. Ashish, can you please put Anjali? She wants to speak to the panelists.
Yeah, give me a second.
I can answer a few questions very quickly in this. Okay, what about 10 plus diploma, any IELTS waiver? No IELTS waiver, sorry. Any band IELTS module 5.5 with 6 bands required. So okay, so in this, if the requirement is overall 6, no less than 5.5, and in one of the modules, if they have 0.5 less, which cannot be less than 5, it can be 5.5 max minimum. In one band it can be less, but it cannot be less than 5, because it has to be B2 and above 5.5. I mean, sorry, it cannot be less than 5.5.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Anjali, you can ask your questions here.
Maybe they can type
Anjali,
question.
Anjali, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself.
So in the meantime, I can answer some questions so that we can quickly go through it. Anonymous attendees. Yes, there is the discount. If you pay all in, if you pay full tuition fees, you'll get 5% early payment discount.
Hello, sir. This is what I'm trying to ask you, that if the students wants to pay their full tuition fees, so will they get any discount for the same?
Yes,
So
they sorry, Mo.
Yeah, 5% early payment discount they would get this.
Okay, thank you so much.
So Amol sir, this discount of 5% comes after the scholarship. So suppose a student has got a scholarship for £2,000. So the tuition fees is 15,000, 2,000 gone, 13,000. So this 5% will be on 15,000 or will be on 13,000?
On payable fees. So on 13,000.
On 13,000. Perfect.
So next question, university accept the state board? Yes, we do.
Except the Punjab and Haryana, we do not provide IELTS waiver for the Punjab and Haryana board.
Awesome. So Ashokji is saying, Amol sir, if you keep accepting the mature students, I'm happy to give another 100. Student state.
I mean, this must be rare, Ashok.
Yeah.
I think the student, I mean, I came across so many students with, let's say 5 and above study gap. And I would say the rejection rate among them in pre-screening is around 70%.
Yeah.
So yeah, they really need to be excellent in everything, in justifying, only then. So I think it is completely going to be a waste of time for you and for everyone if we start, just pushing students who are having very long study gap and not able to justify.
Pavel sir, there's another question for you. So it's from Canon International. So they're asking, what is the exact criteria for MBA project management? The percentage wise, or any work experience is required, or IELTS PT score. Can you please?
All right. So ours is a freshers MBA. We do not require students to have experience or relevant experience in the profile. So they can apply as a fresher also, but we require a bachelor degree from them, a minimum of 3 years of bachelor degree, and they need to have 55% from the bachelor degree. But if they completed their bachelor degree, their graduation from universities like Delhi University, University of Mumbai, and Chennai University, MSU Baroda, then we also accept 50% from the bachelor degree in those cases, and that'll be from the bachelor degree point of view. But if they wish to achieve or have the IELTS waiver also, will need to assess their 12th mark sheet, and the IELTS waiver requirement, the eligibility criteria differs from state board to one state board to another state board. If they have done from a national board like CBSE or ISC, we accept 60%. And similarly for the metro cities like Mumbai, Maharashtra board, Delhi, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu board, West Bengal board, or the Seven Sisters in the Northeast, we again accept 60% from their state board as well. But if they are from Gujarat, Haryana, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Hyderabad, we require 70% from those state boards. And from Kerala, we accept 65%. So we can assess we can help them assess the student applications. If they have a specific applicant, they can put down the question and I can let them know whether the student will be eligible or not. But this is in brief the entry criteria for MBA.
Perfect. Thank you, Pavel sir. Amol sir, there's a question, so there are few students, who apply for the program, but they get rejected at pre-screening because of non-relevancy of a program. So there comes a student who has done, you can say BSc in chemistry, and then have never worked in that industry, have worked in finance, and wants to come for MBA FinTech, as mentioned in this question, and has been rejected because of the non-relevancy of the program. So can the student again apply for MBA General? instead of looking for specialization in fintech?
I think the reason behind rejection is basically students are unable to justify why they would like to actually study MBA fintech. Yeah, even if they're, I mean, to study MBA, we don't need any relevant degree basically. But if there is a gap and then they are unable to justify, and then there's some simple questions we ask actually, why you would like to actually study this course, and if they're unable to actually answer this question, I think this must be the reason for their rejection. So if they have been rejected based on that, I think there is no point in again applying, because they will be rejected again.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pavel,
So
question.
Just to wrap it up, I think that will answer again many questions.
Yeah.
Basically, that the very purpose of doing pre-screening is to understand and then to screen also the students, to know their intention to study in the UK, to know their English language level, whether it is suitable and whether they are able to actually complete their studies in the UK, and then to know about their finances, whether they are capable, and then to sponsor their studies. So these are the very basic things what we are keeping in mind. And also we do not accept students who have got any previous visa rejection for any other country, or students who have done double masters and they are actually looking for another masters again now in the UK. They really need to be excellent again. Yeah. So when I'm talking about excellent, it means only 10% of students will actually pass, 90% will fail. Then again, students who are having long study gap, again, most of the students are getting rejections in there unless and until they're actually able to justify. I'm talking about, we have different categories. Let's say students who have just recently completed their degree in 2020 or 21, then relatively these students will find it a little easy actually to go through the pre-screening, even if they're actually on a little above average on few of the stuff. But if there is a long study gap, they must be excellent in communication, in justification, and all. Dan, you have to ask.
Yeah, I just want to just emphasize, because a lot of what we do is really in the best interests of the students. And we want to make sure that it's a really positive student experience at the point of application. Now, what we don't want is to just start issuing lots of offers to students, and then they invest all of that time, energy, and money into reaching the pre-CAS checks, because it's a significant investment that we're asking students to do, only to find themselves unable to be issued a CAS. So what we want to do is make sure that before we ask a student to enter into a financial relationship with the UEL, that we are confident that they have all of the abilities, experience, and have conducted the research to successfully be issued a CAS. We don't want to be at a stage where maybe 3 weeks before the term starts to say to a student, actually, no, you cannot join our student community because we feel you're not ready to apply for a visa to enter the UK. By conducting pre-offer screening, we can say to a student very early in that process that we actually feel you need more time to prepare. That gives a student two options: go off and prepare, or apply for the universities. And that means that they can still continue with their academic journey and their plans, according to the time frame that they have set out for themselves. We don't want students to be told at the very last minute, actually, even though you've done everything we've asked, we don't feel that you're ready to be issued a CAS, and therefore go on to apply for a visa. So it's about putting the student at the center of what we're doing, and it's very effective. The attrition rate from clearing the pre-offer screening to actually being issued a CAS is maybe 5%. And that shows that what we're doing is work, and if it works, it's in the best interest of the students.
Right. That's absolutely correct. And thank you very much, Dan and Amol sir. Pavel sir, there is a question. Do we accept open boards in 12th standard?
In 12th standard, yes, we do.
Yeah.
We see our admissions, they actually refer to the UK NARIC before they assess any application, whether that particular institute or school is listed over there or not. But overall, we have seen, yes, we do accept.
Right. So if a student who wants to come for bachelor's at University of East London and has completed 12th, you can say NIOS, which is an open board, and has good IELTS 6.5, so he's okay to apply for
absolutely
bachelor's?
Yes. Absolutely,
perfect,
yes.
Perfect. Right. So Ashish, there is a question for you. Are you ready for the main take?
100% ready. Yeah.
You're ready, right?
Yeah,
So
we are
that's
ready.
what is required.
Ashish is the
Right.
pillar of IO Global, I must say.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
so I think we have answered all the questions here. And before we end up this session, I would request, if Dan and Mr. Amol and Mr. Pavel, you can give some motivation or some guidance, towards the coming intakes for all the team members here, please. So I think we can start with Mr. Pavel here.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Gaurav, Ashish, and the whole IO Global team for organizing this for the benefit of our viewers and giving us a chance to provide them the information and help them with an answer to their questions. I would just say that you guys have been doing amazing. You have been representing UEL very professionally and effectively. And just continue to do the same. We would like to welcome all your students as long as they are able to engage with the course and they are able to pass through our processes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pavel. Mr. Amol, can we please have the golden words coming from you?
Perfect. Yes, I was waiting for it actually. So just adding to that, Pavel, you rightly mentioned, is really professional team, really happy actually to work with all global infinite opportunities abroad. And I'm really looking forward to meet you soon. And then for students, actually, I would like to say you're really thinking right nowadays, as I said, UK is offering much more, not just the degree, but also the opportunity for you to get the professional experience, whether it's through work placement or after completion of your degree, you get 2 years. So this is the right opportunity for you to excel. And I think you are actually making a really good decision. If you have any questions, please make sure you visit actually the IOA Global's office in Delhi when Dan and Pavel will be hosting the events. Thank you very much.
And it is on the 25th of February.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I think Gaura's connection lost. So maybe last few words I will just host from now. So Dan, over to you.
Yeah, just want to say that as we touched before, this is a genuinely exciting time in the UK.
All the success, Mr. Dan.
Okay, yeah, just to touch on again, it's a very exciting time to be joining.
We need guidance.
It's a very exciting time to be enrolling on a program at the University of East London. According to Times Higher Education, we are the rising star in higher education within the UK. The UK is open, it's vibrant, the economy is booming. You are not enrolling just in one of the best countries in the world to study an undergraduate degree or postgraduate degree. You are also, in one of the best cities, not just in the UK, but in the world, not just for student experience, but also future employability, given the huge investment that is coming in some of the boom areas around fintech, technology, business, finance. This is the time to come and study in the UK. Take advantage of our great educational experience, take advantage of the 2-year work experience that you can gain once you graduate, and go back with all of the skill sets you need to continue to be a great success in your professional and personal life. So we look forward to welcoming you into our student community at the University of East London.
I think there is some issue in Gaurav's network. So I think Dan, that was a thanks giving message, and thanks everyone for joining, and thanks Dan for giving you a lovely time. Thanks Amol sir, thanks Pavel sir.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time and coming to listen to what we have to say. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.